Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, do you constantly worry about what others think of you? Do you find yourself affected by the judgments and opinions of the world around you? In this discussion, we will explore the timeless teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem to uncover 7 Muslim principles that will create a shield against the impact of external judgments and opinions, so that you will never be affected again, and you can remain unshaken in the face of challenges and changes. Principle 1. Recognizing what is controllable and what isn't. This is about acknowledging that there are aspects of life over which we have control, and those over which we have none. It's understanding that we can influence our choices, actions, and reactions, but we cannot control external events, the opinions of others, or the qadar of Allah. So how does the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem to uncover 7 Muslim principles that will create a shield against the impact illuminate this concept for us? His advice shines through in his ability to distinguish between actions and external factors. He understood that while he wasam could control his intentions, his efforts, and his decisions, he could not control the actions of others, how others perceived him, or the circumstances he found himself in. This wisdom allowed him to persevere in the face of immense adversity. When he sallallâhu aleyhi wasallam faced opposition, ridicule, torture, and threats, he remained unshaken because he recognized that these matters were beyond his control. Instead, he focused on what he could control, fulfilling his divine mission. The Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi wasallam separated what he could control from what he couldn't, and this was a source of inner strength that enabled him to maintain his integrity and his commitment to his beliefs, regardless of external turmoil. Principle 2. The handhold that never breaks our weight is only meant to be carried by Allah asl. We are told in the Quran, "Whoever rejects evil and believes in Allah has grasped the most trustworthy handhold that never breaks, and Allah hears and knows all things." Quran Surah Al-Baqarah 2:256. There is a crucial lesson in this verse, that there is only one handhold that never breaks. There is only one place where you can lay your dependencies, only one relationship that should define your self-worth, and only one source from which you seek your ultimate happiness, fulfillment, and security. Do you know where that source is? Allah. In the statement of Abu Bakr, there is a deep illustration of this truth. After the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi wasallam passed away, the people were in shock and could not handle the news. Although no one loved the Prophet as Abu Bakr as-Siddiq did, he understood, in a way only he could, that the only place where one's dependency should lie is on Allah. He said, "If you worshipped Muhammad wasam, then know that Muhammad aleyhi wasallam is dead. But if you worshipped Allah, know that Allah never dies." To attain that state, don't let your source of fulfillment be anything other than your relationship with Allah. Don't let your definition of success, failure, self-worth, or your values be from anything other than your position with Him. And if you do this, you become unbreakable, because your handhold is unbreakable. You become unconquerable because your supporter can never be conquered. And you will never be empty because your source of fulfillment is unending and never diminishes. Principle 3. Embracing patience. Patience is the principle that enables us to endure with dignity, patiently waiting and calling others to patience without inner agitation, but rather peacefully, even joyfully, like the one who is suffering the hunger and thirst of fasting, while knowing full well it is for the sake of Allah. It will be rewarded, and it will end soon. The one with patience will be consistent on their path, deliberate, certain, and resolute despite any obstacles. The one with true patience is in full acceptance, becoming even stronger in the face of adversity. In crisis, you will see that negativity doesn't enter the heart of the one with Esa. one remarkable example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem and his display of patience was during the early years of his prophethood in Mecca. As he sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem invited the people to the message of Islam, he faced relentless opposition and persecution. Yet he persevered with unwavering sabr, enduring insults, mockery, and physical harm. His response, sallallâhu aleyhi wasallam, was not characterized by frustration, anger, or retaliation, but rather by a deep sense of purpose, humility, acceptance, and adherence to the path. He knew that the divine plan, or qadar, often unfolds in ways that we may not be able to immediately understand, but he put his faith in Allah. With sabr, we find the ability to endure hardships with composure, finding strength in our purpose, not losing sight of the goal, and keeping our trust in Allah's plan. Principle 4. Cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is a garden. It requires attention, effort, a plan, knowledge, a careful and mindful attitude, and appreciation. It isn't just about saying, thank you. It's about acquiring a mindset of appreciation for the blessings in our lives, no matter how small they seem. It is cultivating gratitude. Surah number 14, ayat 7. And remember when your Lord proclaimed, if you give thanks, I will give you more. And if you are ungrateful, then know that my punishment is severe. Think of all the trials the al-Wasam and his followers faced, from torture to persecution to humiliation, economic hardship, and the boycott of the community. Despite these trials, the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem remained thankful for the blessings he had, from the support of his loving wife to the companions who stood by his side, such as Abu Bakr. He didn't focus on what he lacked. Rather, he expressed gratitude for the faith of those around him. Be warned, brothers and sisters. The one who isn't grateful will never be given more, and even if they receive more outwardly, it will only be a test for them, because they will only find emptiness in it. Principle 5. God consciousness, taqwa. Taqwa literally means to place a barrier between yourself and something harmful, like putting on your shoes when there's broken glass on the floor. This is taqwa. In the religious sense, it is very different. It is placing a barrier between yourself and the wrath of Allah. It is the purpose of our existence here, to worship Allah so that we might build taqwa, to build God consciousness, fear and respect of Allah, and love and hope in Allah. It is a vigilant awareness of Allah's presence and a deep commitment to living in accordance with His guidance. It's the inner compass that helps us stay true to our principles, to avoid uncertain things, to favor safety from Allah's displeasure, to fear displeasing Him, and to fear the harm that may come to us from Him. To have taqwa is to constantly remember our moral and ethical values. When we're God-conscious, we're acutely aware of our actions and decisions, and we ensure that they align with Islam and its principles. This awareness helps us resist the pressure to compromise our beliefs when faced with criticism or societal norms that may criticize or contradict them. Think of someone you love very much. Just think about doing something that might displease them, and them finding out about it and being so upset with you. Isn't that enough to stop you? So why isn't it enough to stop you from displeasing Allah? Think about the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem. His taqwa kept him steadfast in his mission, even when he was met with temptation. He was offered everything by the Quraysh, but he did not relent in his mission to spread the deen of Allah. He was offered leadership, money, women, land, but his goal was not in this because he had taqwa of Allah. He knew that the final answer was to Allah. Principle 6. Pursuit of excellence. Ihsan. Ihsan isn't just about doing things well. It's about doing things with a level of excellence that reflects the best of our abilities. In the religious sense, it's the highest level of faith one can achieve, though many of the slaves are very disobedient and do not yet have a true grasp of the faith at this level. When someone turns away from the sins and starts to live life with true faith, this is when they have iman. And when someone lives in continual states of awareness, knowing that Allah sees everything you do, and living the best way you can, because you know and believe that you will be held accountable on your last day, when your behavior alone is even better than it is around others, when you do hidden good deeds that only Allah knows about, this is the level of ihsan. It's a commitment to excellence in every aspect of life, and its significance cannot be overstated. One example is the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem and his approach to work as a merchant before receiving the prophethood. He was known as al-Amin, or the trustworthy one, renowned for his honesty and excellence in trade. His commitment to fairness set a shining example for others. Another instance of ihsan is found in the way the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem treated people. He was known for his exceptional kindness and generosity, always going above and beyond in his interactions. His commitment to treating others excellently, regardless of their social status, left a huge impact on his companions. It was said that every single person thought they were his favorite by the way that he would interact with them. Even in the simplest of tasks, the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem emphasized this value. He encouraged his followers to excel in personal hygiene, demonstrating that even the seemingly mundane aspects of life should be approached with discipline, attention to detail, and excellence. Principle 7. Sincerity, ikhlas. Ikhlas is about purifying our intentions, ensuring that our actions are solely for the sake of Allah, rather than seeking praise or approval from others. It's a crucial element in our quest to remain unaffected by external opinions. When the Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem arrived in Medina, he immediately set out to build the Quba Mosque. He personally participated in its construction, carrying bricks and working tirelessly. His companions offered to take his place and help, but he insisted on contributing himself, demonstrating his sincere dedication to the worship of Allah, rather than seeking praise or recognition or worldly comfort. The concept of ikhlas extends to all aspects of life. The Prophet Muhammad sallallâhu aleyhi vesellem encouraged his followers to maintain pure intentions in their daily activities, whether it was offering prayers, giving charity, or helping a neighbor. He emphasized that true sincerity lies in doing things solely to seek Allah's pleasure and reward, not for the admiration of others. In fact, to do deeds for the sake of others, for their watchful eyes, isn't just wrong, it's shirk. This is called shirk al-khafi, or the hidden shirk, and may Allah protect us all from it. Inshallah, you implement these principles in your life, and remember that external judgments need not define your worth or your purpose. So I invite you to reflect on how you can incorporate these principles into your daily life. With that said, whether you're a Muslim or not, I hope this video provided some value to you. Until next time, stay brave and steadfast. Thank you for watching. If you'd like this message to reach more Muslim men, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. If you found this video valuable, leave a comment with Alhamdulillah below. Your feedback helps us understand how useful this content is for you and inspires us to create more. Thank you in advance for your support.